What's going on, Regal Talks? I'm back here with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about what God says about putting trust in man and some of the consequences that can happen if you do so. So, if that sounds like anything that would interest you, then stick around and find out what I got for y'all today. So, in Psalms 118, verse 8, said it's better to take refuge in the Lord than to put trust in man. And it's pretty deep, I ain't gonna lie. Especially like you think about like a lot of, personally life instances where you try to put trust in man, and there's a very high chance that they will fail you, because the Bible says that. And it has happened. I'm pretty sure it has happened to some of y'all too, where y'all put trust in man, whether it's a friend, a family member, coworker, whatever, right? To come through for you in a moment that you was expecting them to, and shoot, didn't happen. And so, that's an example of putting trust in man and, them failing you in a sense. So, life is crazy, I ain't gonna lie, because there's been times where you would think that a friend or family member or whatever, right, should want to or would help you out in certain situations, and when they don't come through, it's kind of like devastating, because those are people that you would think would come through for you in those times. And so when they don't, it's like, dang. And then that could kind of alter your perspective on how you see God in a way, because a lot of times the way we see or people react to us in like the natural realm, like I said, friends, family, and all that, we often put that type of portrayal or limitation on God as well. And you hear a lot of stories where it's like, oh, my dad was like this, so I grew up thinking God would be like that. And that's not the case. God is entirely different, and he knows how we are as man, right? Obviously, he created us, so he knows our tendencies and our faults and all of that. So he knows, like, don't put trust, in a way, in each other. Put your trust in me. So that's why, I referenced the verse. Don't take, man's word for it, but take God's word for it, and put your trust and refuge in him, and he'll work everything out for you. And so I think that's very important, especially in today's time, really forever, right? Because you never want to put too much power or get too much power in like another man's hands, to where if they don't do something for you, then you can't do it on your own or with God or whatever like situation like that it might be. And so, yeah, like just, always trusting God when it comes to everything, like, praying without ceasing, always pray for stuff. And when I say pray, I don't mean like, grocery list of all the stuff you want, but all the things that he want, and he'll, help you out with that. My second one, or my second verse, would be Micah 7, I'm going to say verse 5 and 6, because I'm going to like paraphrase or shorten it out. And it says, put no trust in a neighbor and have no confidence in a friend. And this could be applied many ways. The first one I want to say is like the expectation of, because they're friends or family, that they have to be or act a certain way towards you, or that they're supposed to help you or save you or whatever, right? And the reality of that situation is that's just not how, life is, right? They can do that if they're willing, but a lot of times they're not willing. And so when they're not willing, you have to be able to put your trust in God and have faith that he'll come through for whatever you need and whatever you desire, as long as it's, within his will, right? So that's very important, because once you lose the expectation of the belief that they have to come through for you or they have to do this, then you allow yourself to have more freedom in whatever area that might look like for you. And it's just a better feeling overall, right? When you put your trust in the Lord, because Romans 28, all things work together for the good of those who love Him. So all work out at the end of the day if you just trust in the Lord. Another thing, it's not saying don't trust people in that way, because like you gotta have some level of trust, but it's more like expect the good in all people, but don't be surprised if the opposite were to happen, right? So it's like you want to be able to see the good in all people, because in all people is, even if it's this much, is some good in everybody, bro. So you always want to be able to see the good in people, but also expect that things just might not go your way, and that's just a part of life. So if you look at it in that way, it's kind of like the lower the expectation you have for someone, right, when it comes to coming through for you, the less you'll be affected if they say no, right? Because say you like, oh, I needed this, or I needed you to come through for such and such, right, and it didn't happen. This is some big plan or idea, right, and they don't come through. Like, that could ruin your whole day. Like, dang, they didn't come through for me. I thought they was this and I thought they was that. They were supposed to be there for me, and it's like you put too much trust in men. Like, it would have been cool if they did, but they didn't. And so because you put so much trust in them, you literally like devastated at this point, which obviously isn't a good feeling. Nobody wants to go through that, but it happens, right? It's a part of life. Like, me personally, I know plenty of people and times where it's like, you ask for a favor, and it's like, yeah, like I can't do it today. I can't do that. It's too far, right? But like, if it was the other case on other foot, if they were asking you to do it, you would probably extend that grace. You'll probably, come through for them in that way, right? And like I said, once again, it's not expected, but it'll be obviously like good help. But once again, put your trust in the Lord. He'll work everything out. He'll give you the guidance and the direction of who you need to talk to, when you need to talk to, how you need to talk to them. Everything will come through. For my last point, or my last verse, is going to be from Jeremiah 17:5, where it says, "Cursed is the man who puts his trust in man and put his strength in his flesh." This one is low-key deep, because it's kind of goes back to the way of like religion almost, of like working for it. You hear those stories all the time where, Christians like, I pray to God for something, He didn't come through, so I have to do it myself. It's like, no, He probably, well, it's not like I ain't gonna say probably, but He know what you need. But even in that, He might want to test you and see if you're gonna wait on Him, right? Or it might be not the plan that He has for you. So if you like jump the gun and you like do your own thing, right, that's like putting your own strength in your flesh, as I just said. And we already know putting our own strength in our flesh, that could go bad real quick. So like, that's obviously not like the best move when it comes to like making life decisions period. Because it say like, many are the plans that we got, but it's the Lord's plans who actually come through. So that's that. So that's the main thing, the main point of this video is seeking God first in all things, whether it's the big things or the small things, because He cares about all of them. And ask for His input in everything and trust in Him at the end of the day, because like the whole point of the video being said is, when you put your trust in man, it's kind of like you give your own power away to them in a way, and that could, like I said, affect your mood, affect your day, affect the way you operate, all of that. So it's like putting your trust in the Lord, and as long as you got that, you'll be straight. So that's all I got for y'all today. Smooth little video topic. If any of this resonate with y'all, go ahead and give me a like and a comment, in the comment section, and let me know some other stuff that y'all might want me to talk about or hear about on this channel, and I make sure I look into that for y'all. So y'all have a good one.